Hi, I'm Naomi from Crewe Nappy Library and I'm going to give you a run through of what you can find in your birth to potty hire kit. I'm going to show you what's inside, what goes with what, and hopefully get you started on using cloth nappies and having a great experience. So the first thing that you will find inside your bag is this, and this is a little booklet that we've put together with lots of handy information inside. So in here you will find a picture guide of how to fit your nappies. There are detailed washing instructions, so you know what to do to get them sparkly clean, ready for the next use. And there's also a checklist of all the different nappies, boosters, all that sort of thing that comes in your kit, so you know what you've got hold of. Next up, you have got a mesh bag. This is what you can put inside a bucket to put your dirty nappies in. So you just line this inside the bucket, and then when you've got a dirty nappy, you throw it in the bag that's inside the bucket. When it's ready to go, you can just pull it all together and you can push your hand through and empty it into the washing machine. Means you don't really have to touch the nappies, and this can go through the washing machine as well. This is a small wet bag. This is great for putting in your change bag when you're out and about. If you have a nappy change, what you can do is just pop the nappy inside here, pull the drawstring and leave that in your bag till you get home. Once you've got home, you can just empty this into your dirty nappy pail or into the washer if you're ready to do a wash. This can go through the wash as well, gets it nice and clean, and you can pop it back in your bag for the next time. We also have some cloth wipes for wiping baby's bum. All you do is wet them with water and then wipe little one's bum, and then they can go in the same nappy pail as all your dirty nappies can go through the wash. Next up, we have a sample of nappy cream. This is the Weleda nappy cream. We particularly love this one because it's great for not staining cloth nappies. You might find that some brands of nappy cream do stain the nappies, whereas this one doesn't. This is a free sample for you, so please keep hold of it. You don't need to give us that back. Nice little freebie thrown in for you. These are fleece liners, so this you can use as a layer between little one's bum and the nappy. They're really great because they're nice and soft. They pull the moisture away from baby's bum so it's not sat there and making them sore. And what's great is if baby's poos are a little bit more solid, they tend to stay mostly on this, which means you've only got one main thing to clean rather than cleaning the whole of the nappy. You just want to knock off any solids off of this, and then this can go in the nappy wash as well. This little gadget is called a nappy nipper. This is what you will use if you are going to use a terry, which I'll talk about a little later. You can see it's got little hooks, and there are some great YouTube tutorials on how to use these with terries. I'll explain the terries a little bit later, and I'll drop a link in the comments of how best to use these. So this is the Bambino Mio. This is an all-in-one nappy, which means everything you need to get this nappy on the go is already here as part of it. All-in-ones are usually the closest you'll get to disposables because they're just there and they're ready to go. So what you'll see on the front here is that there are 3 sets of poppers down the front. The reason they have these is so you can adjust the size. That's why they refer to it as a birth to potty, because it means that when baby's smaller it will fit, and then you can loosen it up as baby gets bigger. So these top 2 look a little bit different, so you can either have it fully open if baby's big enough, or if you need it smaller, the smallest setting would be to bring the bottom set of poppers up and pop onto the top like that. And if you want it medium size, then you'll use this middle set of poppers and bring those up to the top. So you pop those in and it just reduces the length of the nappy and means that it will get a better, snugger fit depending on what size your baby is. You can see that this is Velcro, so kind of similar to a disposable. All you do is literally bring the Velcro over as tight as it needs to be to have a good fit around baby's tummy. If you need a fit guide, you can check the booklet that we've sent you, or you can always just message us and ask questions. So on the inside, you will see it's kind of got this soft fabric here, and it's also got this long tongue. So this is the absorbent layer. This is what's going to absorb baby's wee. So you have got like a little handle here, and what you do is you basically tuck that into the back pocket. You push it all the way down to the end, and then when you've got it down to the end, you sort of straighten it all out, pull it all through, and as you can see now, the absorbent is on the inside. You're left with this nice soft fabric. The reason that's really important to do is the microfiber, which is the absorbent part, is really good at absorbing really quickly. So if that layer is next to baby's skin, it can just make baby's skin a little bit dry. So make sure you tuck that inside. So that just goes in and you fold the flap over. I will come on to boosters in a little bit, but if you're finding that the microfiber inside this isn't absorbent enough for your little one's needs, you can stick a booster down the back of there, so that gives you some extra absorbency, kind of customize it to what you need. So you'll see here, like I mentioned, we've got the Velcro, so you just undo these Velcro tabs and then you bring them round. When you are done finishing with the nappy, you'll see here there's another little bit of Velcro. You can tuck those round, and what that means is when that goes through the wash, it won't snag on your other nappies and other things that are in there. It just keeps the Velcro stuck to that and makes sure there's no snags in the wash. Next up is the Tot Spots Easy Fit Star Nappy. This is quite similar to the Bambino Mio in that it's Velcro, same idea, so you just bring the Velcro around. It also has those laundry tabs that I mentioned. Once again, we've got the what we call the rise poppers, so you can adjust the fit. If you're unsure about which one's best for your little one, have a guess at their age, but usually the best thing is to start with the tightest one, and if that doesn't come up their tummy enough to meet well as a nappy should, loosen it off until you figure out the best one for you. But again, if you've got any questions, you can always just message us. So you've got the Velcro at the front, and then we open it up. Very similar to the Bambino Mio, we've kind of got this long tongue. So what you do with this one, you've got that front bit and you just tuck the tongue down the back of the nappy. So once you've tucked that all the way to the end, you again have this sort of nice soft bit ready to go. You'll tuck this back bit over just to keep that in place. Same with the Bambino Mio. If you need some more absorbency, you've still got plenty of space in the hole to stick another booster down the back. This is the Aldi Mamia Nappy. This is another all-in-one, which means everything you need is already here. It's got Velcro as the other two before, so you open up the tabs and pull them across. You also have the rise prop poppers again, so if you need to adjust the size. Then we open it up inside and you will see you've got another one of these tongs. Now actually you may have seen, if you've seen these in the shops or know someone who's got them, the Aldi nappies come like this. We've actually done a little hack that you might see is popular on the internet, just because this is microfiber, and as I mentioned before, can be a little bit drying to baby's bum if it's left right next to it. So what we've done is basically make it quite similar to the Bambino Mios and the Tot Spots Easy Fits. Made a little hole in the back here, so what you want to do is grab that tongue, use the little handle, it's kind of helpful, and stick that down the back of the nappy, and what it leaves is this nice layer here that is fine to go next to baby's bum. You will also find there's a little bit of Velcro up the top here. Just make sure that little piece of fabric covers it, just because otherwise it might irritate little one's tummy. The other thing that's a little bit different about the Aldi Mamia nappies is you can see on the side here there's some poppers on the side, and this just helps if you popper them together just to reduce the amount around the waist. So if you want to get a bit of a snugger fit, play around with it and see what works for your little one, but they can reduce a little bit of length around the waist as well. This is a Happy Flu all-in-one nappy. So this is the first all-in-one that we're looking at that has got poppers instead of Velcro. You've still got the poppers down the front, which is the rise poppers. So you can see you've got this layer of two that comes across here, and then you've got the set of three that goes down. So that's the way to differentiate them. These along here are doing what the Velcro did for those other nappies. But when you go down, you've got these sets of three that run down. These are your rise poppers. So again, you've got these top ones that look a little bit different. These are the ones that you're going to bring the rise up to. So instead of Velcro, we've got poppers on this one. So what you can see is you've got two popper holes here, and you've actually got another one here. The reason they've got so many is it just creates a little bit more stability. It stops the wings of the nappy sort of slipping and drooping. So what you would do is find again where feels comfortable for your baby. Probably best to start with the one that's furthest in, figure out the best amount, and then pop that one in, and then you will see there's just an obvious place for those next ones to fit. So you can see there, we'd skip over one, pop here, and then pop on the one below. Just means that it's nice and secure for little one. Poppers might take a little bit more getting used to if you're used to disposable nappies that feel a bit more like Velcro, but they look a bit daunting but are honestly absolutely fine, really easy to use. So you would do that on both sides. We also have with this one some sort of the inside of the popper on the outside. This is just if you've got a particularly small baby, you can actually cross over. Normally we would go like this, or you know, further out if the child was bigger. But if you've got a really little tummy, then you might want to bring it all the way across and pop those ones on there. So just play around, see what works with your child. That's what part of the fun of the hire kit is about, is just having a play around, seeing what works for you. All of these nappies are different, so you can try different styles. You might love Velcro and really not get on with poppers. You might love ones where they've got this extra snugness that some of the others might not. We've got different styles that aren't all-in-ones that you might prefer that I'll come on to. It's all just a bit about trying it out and seeing what works well for you. So on the inside of this nappy, we have got what we call a snap-in booster. So this, you can see, is attached by poppers. So this can come totally off, which is great for washing. Also, you might not need it. The reason it's there is it's just an extra layer of absorbency. So if you find that on its own little one is weeing through it, then this is a great option to snap in and just gives you an extra bit more absorbency. But that's totally your choice. Have a play around and see what works for you. So you can see under here, we've just got this sort of stay dry fabric. So you can use that without the booster, that can just be as is. And then at the back here, we have got a hole for some more boosters. What you'll notice that's different to the other all-in-ones that I've shown you so far is, I'll just take this off to show you, but this is all attached. There is no sort of tongue to pull out. This is all attached in. It can mean that it'll take a little bit longer to dry, but it's just a different style of nappy. It might be one that you get on really well with. So this is the last all-in-one I've got to show you. This is called the Bum Genius Free Time. So similar in some aspects, you've got the same rise poppers on the front, so same as before. This again is another Velcro nappy, so you bring the Velcro around to where you would like it. And then when you're done with it, just stick it back on these tabs just here. It just stops it getting stuck in the wash. Now, where this one is a little bit different to the other all-in-one nappies is, instead of having a tongue that you tuck down the back, you've actually got two tongues that open up like this. So it's a little bit of a different one. This one is particularly fast drying because you can open it all this way when you put it on your airer or on the washing line. And what you would do with this one, rather than tucking it into like a back pocket, you lay one and then you lay the other. So you've got two sort of tongues that lap over each other. And what's great about this one is it's really customizable for where you might need some extra absorbency. So for example, if you've got a little boy, this is the front of the nappy, you might want to fold this in half like this, and it means you've got 1, 2, 3 layers of fabric there. Then you can see that there are little ridges to help you with folding. You can fold it and then fold it again. So you've then got really concentrated absorbency at the front there. You could do that at the back, the same, that happens the same. I like to do that for my little girl because she's a tummy sleeper, so if she's having a nap, that's where all her wee goes, so that works really well for me. You can just lay them out flat, and if you need some extra absorbency, you can just lay a booster underneath both of those. So I'm going to run you through our all-in-two / hybrid nappies. These are a little bit different from the all-in-ones, but once you put them all together, they're just as simple to use. So we're going to start with the G nappy. So this is a sized nappy, rather being one that is birth to potty, so they come in different sizes. So what you don't have is you don't have those rise poppers on the front, but you still have the same poppers to do up around the tummy like you would Velcro or the disposable tabs. So you can see you've got one line of poppers here and you've got two here. So you would start with this middle one because that helps you to get the best fit. Go round and round and round till it meets baby's tummy, okay? And then you pop, and then that'll direct you where to pop in that next one. And you're going to do that on the other side. Now this comes in a few different parts. So as you can see, when I open this up, this is currently empty. There's no sort of absorbency there at the minute. So we're going to add something into here. So what I've got here is this sort of waterproof casing that we're going to put the absorbency into. So as you can see on the corners, it's got these little orange poppers. And so you're going to match these up to the poppers inside the G nappy. So as you can see, I've popped in the more waterproof insert into there. So we still don't have any absorbency, but that is going to keep the wetness from escaping out of the nappy. And then what we do is we have this insert. If you get confused about the inserts, this one's got a little G on for G nappy, so you know this belongs with this. And you've got a softer side and sort of a coarser side. The softer side is going to go next to baby's bum, and you just slot that into this waterproof casing. It just fits in there, and that forms your nappy. So this is another Top Spots nappy. This one is called the Peanut Nappy. It does look quite similar to the all-in-one Easy Fit on the outside, but there's some differences on the inside. So the similarities to start off, we've got the same Velcro, so you just do it up as before. We've also still got those rise poppers, so as you can see, you've got the different looking ones at the top, and you bring the lower ones to meet it depending on the size that you want to go to. But on the inside, you will see that there is no absorbency here yet. This is just what we call the PUL, so the plastic waterproofing. We need to add absorbency. And the cool thing about this is that you can customize it to what your little one needs. So you have two of these absorbent pads. They're two different sizes. So you can see on the inside of this nappy, this is the front, so at the top, you can see there are two poppers on the inside here. So what you can do is you can attach these poppers like this, and you've got a short pad like that, What you can also do is you can put the longer pad in, or for the full absorbency, if you attach the shorter one to these lower poppers just down here, and then with the top poppers you can attach that into the nappy. So what you end up with is 2 lovely thick layers of absorbency for this nappy. So there you go, so that's in there like that. Then when you come to wash it, you can remove those. It'll just mean that they'll get a good cleaning and also dry faster. And just then when you do it up, you just want to make sure that when you wrap it around baby's legs, just want to make sure that those absorbent pieces, make sure that they're on the inside. If they poke out, then they will leak and wick onto the fabric, which is where the liquid goes out onto the fabric. So you just want to make sure that when you've put them around little ones' legs that they are nice and tucked in. So this is the close pop-in nappy. Now this is a little bit of a unique nappy. I don't really know if I know any others that look particularly like this one. Some similarities to other nappies in the sense that you've got Velcro. You can see it's a little bit of a different laundry tab. It runs across the back, but it's the same idea. You stick that there when you're washing it, and then when you're fitting it to little one, it just comes around and sticks on there. You've also got those rise poppers that we usually have, so you've got 3 sets on this one. And then you'll see on the inside, again, there isn't much in the way of absorbency here. So what is quite cool about these ones is this is what we call a double gusset, where it's got 2 levels of elastic. This is just really good for keeping in any poo or anything and making sure it doesn't leak out. That makes it quite reliable. But what we do here is we have, again, similar to the peanut in a way, but you've got 2 different bits of absorbency that we can attach in here, and you can see there's a little popper on this one that attaches to this one here, and then you've also got these 2 poppers and 2 poppers on the bottom as well, sorry, and they also attach into the main nappy. So as you can see, I've popped those in now, so you've got that smaller one that is attached to the other insert and that lays on top. You've also got that main one that you can see has popped into the 4 corners of the main nappy wrap. And that is your close pop in like that. It also comes with a nighttime insert. So this just gives an extra layer of absorbency for nighttime. So you can see it's in sort of a rectangle like this. This would go along like this with this piece of elastic, and then it tucks under and pops underneath. So you would tuck those under the inserts. So all still within the outer wrap, but it would tuck under the inserts, and then you would popper it underneath a little bit like that to give that extra layer of absorbency. So this next nappy is definitely a little bit different to the ones you've already seen. This is what we call a pre-fold. So as you can see, this is just one big layer of absorbent fabric. And so what we do with this, you can see that it's got these 2 seams running down. We're going to go against those. So we're going to fold it into thirds. I'll just turn it around this way, against those. So instead of folding with them, we go against them, fold into thirds. And we lay that inside a wrap. So I've got one here. This is a Bambino Mio wrap. As you can see, all it is just that outer waterproof. And so we lay the pre-fold inside. So I've laid that pre-fold inside, and then simply wrap that around little one's bum. And as usual, stick your Velcro on to get the right fit for your little one. So this doesn't have any poppers or anything on like this for this wrap. All you've done is you've laid that pre-fold inside like that. This is a terry square. This might be what you've heard of previous generations using for cloth nappying. It's literally just one big square of terry towel. There are lots of different ways that you can fold this to use inside a wrap. They're really reliable. Some people refer to them as bomb-proof. You know, once you've got it and you've done it right, then nothing will come out of that thing. I'm not great personally at folding them, so I'll pop a link in the description for you to watch some videos of how to do different folds. We also have Lisa on our team who is brilliant at terry folds, so if you can always message us and Lisa can give you some help on how to wrap them. And if you can remember, I showed you the nappy nipper before. That is what you'll use to attach it together, and once that is around little one's bum, then you will use a wrap just like the one I showed you to wrap it around. With both the pre-fold and the terry, it's just important to make sure that the absorbent inside is inside the waterproof wrap. If it's sticking out at the legs or at the tummy, for example, then that's when you've got to start getting leaking onto the clothes, just because the water will be absorbed by the clothes. So I'll just show you this wrap that I've been using with the pre-fold and the terry. This is a Bambino Mio wrap. Pretty simple in that it's got the Velcro as usual. It also again has those 2 little pieces of elastic at the legs. This one doesn't have any laundry tabs, so when you come to washing, the best thing to do is stick it on where you would normally put it, just turn it inside out. It's going to get a really good wash, but it won't be catching on your nappies. This is another Velcro wrap. This is called a Mother Ease Ricky or Riku, depending on how you pronounce it. Very kind of similar in the sense it's got Velcro, so you adjust like that. It's got two pieces of fabric here at the legs again to just help make sure nothing gets out. And it's very simple, either with a pre-fold or a terry, or I'll come to show you some two-parters in a minute. And you just wrap it around, make sure that there's none of the absorbent part sticking out, and you're good to go. This is a different style of Mother Ease wrap. This one is called an airflow. Instead of Velcro, this time we've got poppers. So you can see on the side, you've got two poppers, one that's at the sort of hip and one that's at the leg. And you've got different poppers here, so you can adjust whether it's really loose or getting a little bit tighter. And again on the bottom. The interesting thing about this wrap is it's not designed to be really snug against little one's leg. It's actually sort of designed to have a little bit of space around the legs. Now it's a bit worrying because it makes you think, well, surely all the wee's going to leak out. Somehow it's magic, but it doesn't happen. So the tip for this one is to make sure you've got a little bit of a gap around the legs, and it magically keeps everything in. This is a blueberry capri wrap. So this is another wrap that you can use two-parters or terries or pre-folds in. Again, it's poppers. So we've got the two sets of poppers along the top that you will use. These two here, you will match them up to where is best for little one. And then you've got your rise poppers further down as well. On the inside, you will see there's sort of like a little lip here at the top and at the bottom. So that's where you can tuck the pre-fold in. It just keeps it in place and keeps it nice and steady. And one of the great things about blueberry is what we call this double gusset. Really good for keeping everything inside and making sure you're not getting any leaks. This is the last wrap I've got to show you. This is a little lamb wrap. Once again, it's Velcro, so nice and easy to adjust. You've got the double gusset at the legs, so nice and elasticated to stop any leaks coming out. And get your pre-fold, your terry or your two-parter, pop that on first, and then this wrap is going to go over the top. So you've heard me talk a little bit about two-parters, and what that means is that you start with an absorbent nappy. So this bit goes on first. You do it like you would a normal nappy, but you can't leave it like this because this is all absorbent, so it would leak straight onto the clothes, or the water, the wee and everything would wick. So you use this and then you use a wrap over the top. Now you might think, oh, why would I go to all that effort if I can use an all-in-one? But these things are great. These are great for overnights. They're very, very absorbent. This is the first one to show you. This is a little lamb. It's Velcro, so you've got Velcro and again a laundry tab that you can stick it back onto. And then you've got that row of Velcro at the top. This is a sized one, which means it doesn't have those rise poppers, but this one is a really good fit for most sort of birth to potty ages. So on the inside, what you've got is you've got this attached like tongue. So this is a layer of absorbency, and then you've also got the rest of the absorbency underneath. So you can either lay that flat or you can fold it to where you need the most absorbency. If you've got a little boy who maybe wees more at the front, or a tummy sleeper or something like that, you can fold that up towards the front, or you can lay that flat. So you would put this on your baby like a normal nappy, and then once this is on, you would then go over the top with one of those waterproof wraps just to make sure everything stays in there. And you can totally get away with these overnight. You can also add another booster to the inside or between this and the outside wrap. You can put a booster between the two as well for some extra absorbency. This is a Tot Spots bamboozle. This is quite similar to that little lamb one I just showed you. Again, Velcro, so attaching with Velcro. This one does have those rise poppers though this time, so you can adjust the fit to suit little one. And then on the inside, we have got, similar to the little lamb, we've got one of those boosters, but this time it's detachable. So if you don't think you'll need it, you can take it out for a slimmer nappy. If you can absolutely get away with these overnight, but I would definitely keep that booster in for overnight. Also makes it great for drying speed if you remove that booster. These, because they're so absorbent, they can take quite a while to dry. But if you take that booster out, then it means that it's going to dry that little bit quicker. This is the last of the two-parters. This is a One Life wrap. It's very similar to the Mother Ease One size. So what you've got here is you've got poppers that run along the top here. So you've got two poppers ready to go here. So you start with that one that's closer in because it helps to get the best fit. So find where it needs to go with baby. You pop the first one in and then it'll guide you to where the second one needs to go. You'll do that on both sides. And again, this is another one where this is all absorbent material, so you need to put a wrap on the outside. So then we have a look on the inside and you can see this also has a snap-in detachable booster. My recommendation with this one personally is just always keep this in. I don't know what it is about just adding this bit, but it kind of turns it from doesn't absorb much to absorbs loads. So have a play about, but that was just my experience. You can as well, there's also a hack if you've got a particularly small baby, you can flip this over so that when you're doing this bit, rather than having it fully open, you can flip it over and you can see there's a row of poppers that you can then use to attach that to if you've got a smaller baby. But I would imagine if you're in the birth to potty size, you might not need to do that, and it's best to keep it fully open and with that booster attached. So these are the last style of nappy I'm going to show you. These are called pocket nappies. Pocket nappies are great because you can adjust the types of absorbency and the amount of absorbency you put in them. So they're really customizable to what your little one needs. And it means that if they're a really heavy wetter, you've got options to increase it rather than being stuck with what the nappy already provides. So there's a few different types of these I'll show you. This is an elf diaper. There's also, depending on the kit you've got, you might have a little in blooms. They're all quite similar. So as usual, we've got the Velcro and the Velcro to attach with those laundry tabs for when they go through the wash. You've also yet again got these rise poppers along the front. And then when you open up inside, you've got this soft fabric, but there is no absorbency here. It's really thin and there's nothing inside. So this is where we put absorbency in ourselves. What you'll see at the back is why they call it a pocket nappy. There is a pocket at the back, and this is where you're going to put the absorbency. Now, the great thing about these is you can just play around and try different types. You might find that you need very little absorbency for your little one. What I find with mine is that in a morning she needs a lot of absorbency. She tends to do her big wheeze then. And then in the afternoon I can get away with a little bit less. So it's a lot of playing around, trying out different types. And in a minute I'll come on to the different types of boosters so you can understand what might work well with what. But I'll just grab one to show you. So this is a Bambino Mio microfiber booster. And all you would do is stick that right down in the pocket. Just make sure it's nice and flat. Put that lip back over and you would be ready to go. This is a Little Lamb pocket nappy, very similar to the last one, except this time we're working with poppers along the top. So again, you've got those 2 rows of poppers. They do stop a little bit in the middle there, but you've got 3 on the outside here. I like to start with this bottom middle one, find where that fits well on my daughter, and then the others will sort of follow. So that one's directly above it, and then that one's one across like that. And then on the inside, again, we've got this nice soft fabric that goes next to little one's bum, but no absorbency. So you choose your booster or boosters and then pop them in this pocket at the back and you are ready to go. This is a Bum Genius pocket nappy, very similar. Again, you've got the poppers along the top, you've got your rise poppers. What's nice about the Bum Genius is they have these sort of stretchy tabs, so it's quite nice to get a good fit when you pop them in. And then the same situation, all pocket nappies work very similarly. You've just got the pocket at the back for your absorbency. This is another pocket popper nappy. So again, we've got the poppers as usual, the same situation on the inside. The poppers are a little bit different on this one. You've still got, like the Little Lamb, those 3 poppers that you would work as usual. But what you might find is when you put it together, you realise there's a couple of poppers on the outside. And that is just if you've got a particularly small tummy, you can cross over and popper them like that. This is the Naughty Baby pocket, very similar to a lot of the others. We've got the Velcro across the top, those rise poppers, and again, a pocket for you to put your absorbency in there. This is the last pocket nappy. It's a Baba and Boo, very similar situation with your poppers on the front. They're a little bit staggered on this one. You can see they don't line completely vertical, but you would just start with this popper and then work across to these ones. In situations where you've got vertical poppers like this, the most common way is to line them up and do them vertical on the actual poppers when you put them together. But if that's not the best fit, there's no reason why you can't do one popper here and then do the next one to the side a little bit. If you need a little bit more leg room, for example, you can do that and it'll still fit well. I think if you go more than about 1, then it starts to not fit very nicely, but there's no reason why you have to go vertically if that's not the best fit for your little one. The other difference with Baba and Boo is that they have this double gusset on the inside, so you don't have to do anything differently with it, but again, it's just really good for containment. It just helps things not to leak out the side a little bit. And as usual, you've got that pocket at the back for your absorbency. So I've talked a lot about boosters and inserts when I've come to providing extra absorbency, or in the case of the pocket nappies, deciding which absorbance you would like in there. And as you can see, we've got quite the range of boosters and inserts that we put in your kit. The reason being is there's lots of different types, and it's just a case of playing around, seeing which works for you and your little one. Like I say, they might need different absorbency in the morning and the evening, and also thinking about overnight as well. There are different types of fabric and they work slightly differently, so I'll just run through them for you. So here I've got a Bambino Mio microfiber one. If you're looking to figure out which one it is, it's got the sort of diamond stitch on it. So this is microfiber. Microfiber is very quick drying, so this is really great if your baby's done a big wee. It pulls it away really quickly, but they're not the most absorbent. So these are really great for sort of getting the wee away really quickly, and are particularly good if your little one's doing a lot of wee, to team this one up with a more absorbent booster, let's say bamboo or hemp, because this pulls it away quickly and then the bamboo and the hemp holds it. There's lots more space for the wee in those ones. This is a charcoal booster. It's kind of similar to the microfiber. It's quite quick to absorb, but it doesn't hold as much. So you could try putting that with the microfiber, or you could try popping that with a bamboo or a hemp. So here are two more microfiber boosters. We're trying to give you a mixture and a range, but just to be able to keep you going. So these, if you're trying to figure out which one's the microfiber, what I found is that the microfiber ones look a little bit dotty. So you can see with the fabric, it looks like dots in a line. Those ones tend to be the microfiber ones. I've got a mixture of bamboo boosters here. Bamboo are a really great absorbent option. They are a little bit slower to absorb than microfiber, but not too much slower, and they hold quite a lot. So in here you'll see you've got two Baba and Boo bamboo inserts. These are brilliant in the Baba and Boo nappies, but there's no reason why they can't go in the other pockets. They're a little bit on the thicker side, but they're really good at absorbing. Then you've got this Little and Blooms one here, which is kind of similar thickness to the Baba and Boo and does a great job. And we've also got this thinner one. So this is also bamboo. This is by Little Lambs, but they are really deceptively thirsty. So even though they look quite slim, they absorb quite a lot. I like to put these with my night nappies just to give a bit of extra absorbency throughout the night, and I can get 12 hours out of them with the two-parter nappies. But what these are great for is if you need that bit of extra absorbency but you don't want the nappy to get too chunky, this is a great option to keep it nice and slim. And last but not least, we've got the hemp booster. You'll be able to tell this kind of looks like a different sort of fabric. It's quite easy to tell it apart from the others. These are quite slow to absorb, but they hold a lot. So these are brilliant if you've got a heavy wetter. Make sure you get the hemp in there because they are great for absorbing a lot of that moisture. And that is it. That is your hire kit. I hope that all made sense and you sort of feel a little bit like you understand more what you're working with now. As always, you don't have to go this alone. Please drop us a message. Please ask for support if you're struggling or you've forgotten what something is or you're unsure how to make something work. We're here for you throughout your hire, so make sure you drop us a message and let us know how you're getting on. And if you've got any more questions, simply ask.